What's going on, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys day number 10 in my 11th annual 31 Days of Horror, a series in which we watch and review 31 horror films in 31 days, all during the month of October, leading right up to Halloween. And continuing along with today's video, I decided to revisit another film from around the same time as Overlord, and that is Tragedy Girls from the year, I believe, 2017. Friends who slay together, stay together is the tagline. This release here is coming to us from Gunpowder and Sky, which is one of the Vinegar Syndrome sub-labels. And I gotta say, I love the cover art and the slipcover. Very, very cool art. And then you even have the original art on the back here, on the reverse side. There was a lot of good posters that came out around this time, and also a lot of good ones for Tragedy Girls. I've seen a handful of cool ones. But yeah, so Tragedy Girls is a pretty cool movie. It follows two best friends who run a blog, Sadie and Michaela. They run it's either a blog or like just social media in general, like a Twitter page type thing. At Tragedy Girls, and they essentially document killers and sort of like a true crime thing, and they're very successful at it, and they're very into their social media. They eventually use one of their friends to lure a serial killer into their grasp, and they kidnap him and basically want to learn from him. He doesn't cooperate, so they just decide that they're going to continue the murders in his name, so that the Tragedy Girls page, does well, I guess, and it continues to be popular. There's also a ex-boyfriend of, I believe, Michaela? I get the two confused, but there's an ex-boyfriend of one of them, and he has like a big following, so they're kind of jealous of that. But the girl still sort of has feelings for him, and the other girl convinces her to make him part of the body count. I believe that murder is rolled in accident, which makes them even more upset because they want the fame, at least the behind the scenes fame. They want to cover it as the Tragedy Girls. And they also, seem to have a desire to be these huge serial killers one day. It's kind of and they have a little bit of a relationship between themselves. They're really good friends, but they start to sort of like fall out of friendship with each other. In the third act of the film, and I'll kind of leave it at that. But they're basically killing people in their high school. I forgot to mention they are high school girls, and essentially covering it as the Tragedy Girls, and very, very much a sort of commentary on social media and the desire to be famous, or internet famous, or like early, like sort of like an influencer type thing. Just a very social media heavy film, with a lot of points on that. But yeah, Tragedy Girls, it's kind of a comedy. It definitely has some meta type elements to it. You could kind of look at it like if instead of in Scream you followed Sydney, you followed the killer in Scream. I guess I won't spoil it for those who haven't seen freaking Scream. But if you followed the killer in Scream, instead of Sydney, it's kind of like that, you know what I mean? And I think that that's kind of interesting. It's a really fun movie. I think a lot of people have missed out on this one. I don't think it was extremely popular, but very well shot. I love what they do with the colors in this film, like the pink and the green. Just looks really cool. The two leads are awesome, very charismatic, and just very easy to watch. I think Tragedy Girls is a great slasher type film, slasher comedy. It did it really well on the indie circuit, and then eventually it made my top 10 list of either 2017 or 18 depending on when we finally got it. But I think it might have even been a little higher nowadays, because I really, really dig this flick. I think that a lot of people would like it if you haven't seen it yet. So with that said, I'm going to give Tragedy Girls a solid 8 out of 10, and I definitely recommend checking it out. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.